Hello. Holy shit, you have one of the emotes. That's awesome. I also have that one. Twitch finally gave me access to all of them, which is... Shout out Twitch. I think Hongshu is probably my favorite, personally. Okay. Back. This is third day in a row. I'm gonna keep working on some shit. Got this scene that I've been working on with you guys the last couple days. Working on it a bit after. It's a bit crazy looking right now. Project file. Where we're at. I'm like trying something. I find that personally when I do stuff, like movement and like a large scale, it's hard for me. Like conveying in specific this scene, having her bike down a street, like it's hard, especially when it's like city environment. And then on top of it, like I think something that's really fucking me up or making it difficult for me is I'm doing it with a fisheye lens, which just makes things feel even more confusing, especially because I'm just using the lens distortion node in Blender, which like is not like good. Like notice how when I'm zooming out, it's like still distorting based on where my viewport camera is, not where the camera is. And if I went into cycles and just like actually, let me switch to GPU. Whoa. going viral for like all the wrong reasons, and in the chat, like my like dumbass little emotes are signing up on it. Like that'd be, I don't know. That was something I thought of when they first hit me up. I was like, my emotes could be like anywhere in the coolest way and in like the worst way, you know. Um, but that's sick. It's so cool to see other people have them. It's really cool. What's up, yo? Okay. It's interesting too because I've only been doing what I call like secret streaming, which I've been enjoying, where I'm not like posting on like Instagram to my like larger following, being like, "Yo, I'm live, like come hang out," because that's fun, and I should and probably will soon enough do a stream where I do that. But I feel like it changes the vibe a little bit because it's like more, you get a lot more like it's like a good way for people that like want to see my stream to see it, you know. But like, I don't see your YouTube distributor sharing. Are these? Oh, my the guy that does my VODs. I don't know. He can. That's like not something I'm like part of. He like came in here one day and like told me about it, and I was like, yeah, like I don't really care. Like he can do it, but I don't know if he's not uploading those. You got to talk to him. I don't know what's up with that. But these are just, I say secret only as in like I don't like, normally when I first started streaming, I would, since nobody knew that I was streaming, you know, you gotta do the social media influencer thing of like using your other platforms to like try and like bring your audience to the other platform, right? Um, so like normally I would like get live on Twitch and then go on Instagram and post a story and be like, hey, like I'm live right now, like come hang out. And you know, like that's how probably possibly you guys probably found out that I'm streaming, right? It's like the only way that you can. Because Twitch doesn't really have like an organic way of like finding people. But the only downside to that is you get a lot of people that just come in and say like one thing and like leave or some shit, you know, or like ask like one random question. And it's nice to do the secret streams where just like the people that like have already followed me for a while, like y'all, like show up and just hang out. It's nice. It's a little more chill, you know. 3 days in a row, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're doing 3. This is the 3rd fucking day. We're doing more of this. I'm probably gonna make a bus today, even though the idea of making cars right now kind of is frying me, but I really want to have a bus in this shot. And then I need to make like maybe like a few more buildings, like really just big, like indiscriminate. Is that a word? That is a word, right? Indiscriminate. What the fuck does indiscriminate mean? I'm talking about like buildings that aren't like really like, I don't know. I'm confusing myself. How do you make the fisheye lens effect in Eevee? I've always wanted to use one. It's just the lens distortion node in the compositing tab. It's this nondescript, yeah, that too. I think nondescript is a better one, just like big block buildings. I don't love it. Like, it's not like my favorite. I don't think it's like the most effective like fisheye lens, but like it works. It definitely is like pretty good. Like, I won't deny that it's like decent. I have my qualms with it, but this is what the shot looks like right now. I'm like pretty happy with it. I'm like pretty happy. I want to make some more buildings and like kind of mess with like the back of the scene. I feel like there needs to be more buildings like further back, like in like the horizon over here, probably, even though like it's unrealistic, but I do like just all this blue kind of coming in, like seeing the sky. So like I might not, but I also kind of want to change, like maybe have a building here, probably have a building back here filling out this, and then like I kind of want to change like I don't mind this building, I guess. But I'm gonna change this one because it's the same building and I don't want to have it be duplicated. And then I gotta fix the camera. Right now it's parented to the empty of the bike. Like, she is parented to the bike, empty, and then the camera's parented to the empty, or it's a child of constraint, which is good for the movement I want, because it allows me to just track the location, so it follows her at a controlled speed, but I can then kind of move the camera around, like here. But then the problem is, if I rotate the empty, like in any direction, this gets really fucked up, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Because it's kind of destructive for, like, freedom of camera movement, and her movement. And I want her to not be biking in a straight line. I'm gonna have her, like, kind of come to the right, and then I'm gonna have her kind of cut left as this car, like, brakes in front, which you can kind of see it happen. It's fast, but I'm gonna add a character, like, right here being like, what the fuck? Like, all pissed, you know? And then, like, I want to swap out, like, one of these. There's, like, 3 or 4 of the same car, just different colors. I want, like, a bus here, and then I want a bus here on the right. Do you make the city as you go, or have base? Do you base it on reference? No, it's like, it depends on, like, what it is. Like, I think reference is obviously incredibly important, and, like, almost everything that I make in some way or another has reference. It depends on what that is. So, like, the scene that I made prior to this shot, I need to save this, actually. The scene that I made prior to this, this one, there's, like, no reference. Like, I knew what shot I wanted, and, like, the beginning of the project, I animated this by itself, and, like, I knew that this was, like, framing that I wanted. You can see how different the camera looks, but I knew exactly what I wanted her to look like in the animation I wanted, and there wasn't really any, like, reference per se outside of, like, not for the animation. There was reference to the bike. This is a real bike frame by this company called State, which I really would like to get this bike frame at some point, but this is a real bike frame, so that's reference. But aside from that, that was just it. And then, just based off the framing, I streamed most of it while I did it. It turned into, like, this. And this was me kind of just, like, haphazardly placing buildings to, like, fit, like, a nice composition, you know? I don't know, like, fleshing out detail where I felt it, like, would look good. This shot is very much reference, and I can show you exactly what I'm trying to copy, or reference, whatever you want to say. There's this shot from, it's nowhere near as cool, my shot, but there's this documentary called Pedal. It's really sick. And there's some really good Fish Island shots right here. Like, just this whole section where he's like this. Like, this is just so cool to me. This is why I want a bus, by the way. But, like, this was the reference. Which isn't, like, anything, you know? I'm not, like, actually copying, like, the, like, exact layout or street or something, and, you know, like, it's a lot different, but I just really liked this, like, Fish Islands going through cars and, like, how fucking crazy and big the buildings look. Honestly, looking at this, I'm like, damn, the sky is so blown out. There is just so much, like, white back here that, like, this is probably actually fine like that. But yeah, that's my reference, you know? Okay, let's make the bus first. We're gonna do things in order of least excited for, I guess. I'm gonna pull up a reference of a bus. Because what the fuck? sorry, I'm looking for a good reference photo of a bus. I'm yoinking this random bus ad, or bus mock-up, just for the shape. I mean, a bus is just rectangular, but more so I can figure out these windows, or what looks good as a bus window. It's actually... Make the bus like that big? What? How big is my cube? You planning on expanding the lore of this animated world? For sure. Definitely. It's definitely the goal at some point. Changing the fucking music. The jazz is too much right now, bro. The piano jazz is too much. Swap out. Definitely not playing that. That's so funny. Actually, I'll let this play for a second. This is so good.
Your body's cold, but girl, we're getting so warm. And I was thinking of ways that I could get inside. So now you're falling in love. Here we go now. This feeling's tearing me up. Here we go. Now if she does it like this, will you do it like that? Now if she touches like this, will you touch her like that? Now if she moves like this, will you move it like that? Come on, come on, come on.
The person you answer so often now, the 3D streamer is so back, streamer university doesn't know what's coming. Yeah, guys, the real reason I'm streaming is to pad my numbers so that when I apply for streamer university, I like actually look like a streamer, you know? That's why I'm cat's out of the bag. That's why I'm streaming, guys. Sorry. You got me. No fucking doors on this bus. Oops. I guess like this can be a door. Like that. Oh, doors are only on one side of a bus? That's a thing, huh? Right. Dude, how I can do this without just destroying everything. What is going on? This is meshing kind of weird. What is that? Huh. Okay. Maybe it's fine. Bro, I'm just trying to select this edge. Come on. Thank you. Honestly, needs to be so much wider. I mean, that's a bus if I've ever seen one. Holy shit. Now I need to do like textures and like make it look like there's maybe people on it. But I'm low-key. This is a secret that we can all keep together. Buses have doors on one side. It's not perfectly mirrored, so like this side would have doors. We're just never gonna see this side that has doors, as in I'm never gonna model this side that has doors. It's a secret between us. Everybody here will secretly know that this is a bus with no doors and everybody's actually trapped forever in this bus. And that's lore accurate. There are people trapped in a bus with no doors forever, and they're in their own horror story in this world. But no one will ever know that. No one will ever know. And that's fine. This is a secret between us. We're doing just fine. Bus purgatory, exactly. Okay. Buses always have the fucking, like, hood exhaust. Or not hood, is the top of the bus called? Bus always has this, bro. It looks fun. Wait, no, it's fucking dark in my crib. What the hell? I'm gonna turn this light on and see if that helps with the light. It's like daytime, but it's dark. Just walked back from my kitchen and I hear this is a secret between us. What the hell just happened or transpired? Yo, low-key, you had to be there. I'm sorry. Exit windows instead of doors will come in the age of automation and productivity, so maybe you were still predicting our reality and your art. Okay. That's crazy. Fuck you mean I'm sorry. What? Alright, nothing happened. It's fine. Everybody's fine. I can still get accepted into Streamer University. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's actually such a dumb joke, but it's good. It's good. Hey, what do real buses look like now? Real buses be having all types of crazy ones. Huh. New York City buses are blue as hell. I want to make a blue bus. But blue stripe could be fire. Okay, let's see. We need some small details. Lighten up this one. I'm just noticing how dirty my screen is. Whenever I have to do something that's like really white, I'm like, wow, my like actual monitor is kind of gross. Ugh. You seasoned your monitor? No. No. I just, like... seasoning monitor is crazy. We'll see how this looks. Bus texture. Doesn't work. That works. No?
Open up your mind. Open up your mind.
Song name? This is a playlist or an album called Total Silence. Total Silence Volume... Or Science, Jesus. Total Science Volume 1 from 1955. What is going on?
I don't have a mind, baby. I don't know what else to do, and you know that I don't have a mind. It's all blown on you, baby. I don't have a mind. It's all blown on you, baby. I don't have a mind. It's all blown on you, baby. I don't have a mind. It's all blown on you, baby.
Interesting.
You got me free. I don't have a mind. It's all blown on you, baby. I don't have a mind. It's all blown on you. I said you got me free.
Yo, Echo, chill, bro. Chill. Tell me, dude. The back of buses is like insane, right? Like they're very usually like where like all the actual shit is. Or, oh no, this one's kind of interesting. Oh, I like that all the... What are your greatest sources of vitamin C, D, and omega-3? Probably lacking in all of those. Where is the face? That, wow. So weird. Guys, I think this bus looks pretty good. This bus looks pretty good. Like, what? Maybe the door is on the roof? What? Don't worry about that. Oh. Okay, so the tricky thing is now going to be making... I gotta do the front of the bus still, but I kind of want to like try some interior stuff to make this feel a little more bus-like. The cool thing is, since it's just abstracted, like environmental stuff, I think I can get away with kind of like interesting stuff. That already just looks much more like legit. Nice. It's not 1,000% accurate, but like it doesn't have to be. It's like just enough detail in the bus that I'm like, yeah, there's a bus in there, you know? Especially from like an angle like this.
Now hear this, if you want desire, ever come to see the soul of fire, 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 fire,
What up, Echo? What up? It's down.
now hear this, if you want desire,
Like, dude, a bus just looks so good in this context. Like, what? Look at that. That looks awesome. This is pretty fucking big, I want to say.
Now hear this. If you want desire, ever come to see the soul of fire,
Like, that just looks so much cooler. It looks a lot more like city. I don't know. I feel like it makes sense that like a city would have like buses. As maybe stupid as it sounds, I'm like, this looks so much better already to me. Like, oh yeah, that shot, like the buses. Go. Ow. And like a crazy pimple coming in right on my nose. You can see the red. It just hurts. I accidentally touched it. I'm like, ow. Fire bus. Thank you. Look at this. This looks awesome. I'm happy with the bus. I think the bus was a necessity for this shot to be, I don't know what I wanted it to be. Bro, I had one a couple weeks ago. Shit is painful. Like on your nose. I get bad acne, dude. I'm like a grown ass adult and like still get cystic acne. Thankfully it's not like anywhere near as bad as when I was younger. But I don't think it's hormonal. I don't know. I took Accutane for a while, but like had to get off it because like the negative side effects were like too crazy, which sucks because Accutane is like kind of the end all be all if you have severe acne. But it was like I literally could not keep taking it because it wasn't safe for me. But yeah, every once in a while I'll get some shit like this where I'm just like, ow, like what the fuck ever, man. Might be time for dermatologist round fucking a million. Back from the store, fire bus, thank you. Loki, chill, bruh. Oh my god. Loki, stop. When is Hinata gonna be in the back rooms? What the hell? I don't think she'll ever end up in the back rooms. Would hope not. The way you just did the mannequin challenge for a second, so I thought it froze. Me? I did the mannequin challenge? Mannequin challenge. I guess I could have the bus moving. No. Chat, was I doing the mannequin challenge? Yo, chat, was I mannequin challenging? Mannequin challenging? When you looked over to the cat, oh, immediately after you typed this, his stream froze for me. What the hell? Is my internet good? Hello, hello, hello? My cats are basically Medusa, though. Medusa. Okay. The idea that I had to fix my camera was to duplicate this. And then with the duplicated one, this is the duped empty. Just clear parent and transform on the empty and beat the original camera. Now the original camera is now this one. And this empty I can move around. Or keep as is. Cam empty. Now when I go back to the bike empty, bike is now back to normal. It means I can like do this shit now. Yeah. Oh, you're on a bus right now? That's crazy. Shout out buses. Dude, someone is like just revving up some shitty little bike like just a block over, and it's crazy. Just had to view the concrete block apartment I will live in for the next year. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Concrete apartment or concrete block low-key sounds maybe not a good thing. Now that I've reversed engineered my parenting, I should be able to move this around at free will.
Oh yes.
New York, baby. Surely that got picked up on the mic, right? This New York shit, I don't know. I'm like, what? They finally left, but I don't know if the mic was picking it up, but they were revving their engine for a little bit, and then they like, I don't know.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Oh dude, that's such a good. I think we only heard the blast off. Yeah. I mean that was loud.
Oh yes.
No, my bike doesn't sound like that. This looks so much better now that I can animate her actual bike. Camera needs to go down like way faster. Oh, fall. camera at end on stick doesn't make sense moving like that, so I don't know. Is it really low poly if I can't count the polygons? Yes. Low polygon, like low poly is like, I don't prescribe to making like PS1 Dreamcast graphics or some shit, or like N64 or GameCube shit, you know? Like, I'm not that low poly. I'm just low poly as in like, my fucking character model's probably under like 2,000 polygons. That's low poly. Video games nowadays, character count polygons are fucking outrageous. There's like in the 20,000, 30,000 probably when they're all like baked down and shit. I'm actually so curious. Let's see if Models Resource has like any high-end stuff. They have PlayStation 4 stuff. Alright, let's look at like so they don't show the face count. I'm actually so curious now just because I was thinking about it, but what is,
Okay,
let's
this
see what the
is
poly
a
count.
follow-up of my last video about Grand Theft Auto characters, and this week we're looking at Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. What are we looking at? Red Dead Redemption 2 came out in October 2018. Out of the way, let's have a look at the model. So here we've got
53,000 faces for the final
and
one.
I've just loaded Michael from Grand Theft Auto 5 just to give a quick comparison. What we're looking at here is polygon distribution.
Oh, I guess he
You'll
has
notice
two.
they're kind of similar.
Yeah, about
which is quite
20 then.
surprising, especially considering the generational leap between these two. Touch on unwrapping for a second. I've seen this style of unwrapping in a few places. It's not commonly taught, but when I saw it,
Wow, the face alone is like 10K. I mean, that's where most of it comes from.
very
That's
much,
so crazy.
used on, games.
Low poly. Poly's just not that to me, you know? I'm no longer a PS1, PSX video game creator or nothing. I keep my shit low. Like, do I have statistics on? Let's see, where's statistics? Holy shit, why does this scene have... What? Why do I have 16 million faces in here? What? That doesn't make sense. Where 16 million? What? What is 16 million in here? What? No. That's literally not right. Now it says 75,000. Why did it say 16 million? What the fuck? That literally isn't right. And it updated. It says 75,000 now, which seems a lot more reasonable. Wait, yo. For half a second, it literally said 16 million, which just doesn't make sense. 75,000 makes so much more sense. That tripped me out. I was about to be like, how there's literally no way in hell I have 16 million faces, but 75,000, a lot more likely. I was about to be like actually shook to my core if that was the case. Like I'm somehow fucking making like incredibly. You believe Blender's first instinct? No. Blender's smoking fucking crack. Because of that truck model. Yeah, sorry, I just like my character model is like 2,000 faces, but this bus has to be 16 million. 16 million's crazy. What the actual fuck? For like half a second, I really was like, yo, I suck at this shit. Like 16 million would have been insane. Well, that would have been so embarrassing if I was like, bro, yeah, I'm low poly, and then my 16 million faces in this. Oh my god, that building's floating in the background. Oh shit. Okay, out of curiosity, Out of curiosity, we're on the edge of our seats. Oh. I feel like I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Trisha Paytas. You hear that she's on Row or like the GLP-1 or whatever, the shit that makes you not hungry, so she's gonna be like skinny soon. I don't know how I feel about skinny Trisha Paytas. That too? Am I too chronically online to be talking about that? Ozempic? I don't think she's on like the Ozempic. There's like a shit ton of different versions of that shit now. There's like Ozempic, there's Row. I think it's just a GLP-1. Right? I don't know. I'm talking like I know this shit, I don't. But. She's sponsored by them, huh? I like how big the GIF is on the actual stream of Trisha Paytas. What the fuck? It's huge. Oh, shit. Why am I yawning so much, you guys? Yo, dude, it's so. It seems like everybody in the last like 2 or 3 days has been getting the fucking emotes. That's so awesome. That's so sick. I low-key do feel like everybody's emote mogging. Wait, how does that work? I made emotes for Twitch, not like my channel, but like just deadass like emotes for Twitch and the hype train, so like anyone can get them if they do hype train things. But it's random if you get it or not. And like for the most part, people haven't been posting about it, or not posting, but like sharing it. Aw, rip. I mean, you can still get them. They're just hard to get. That's so sick, though. What the hell? It's a fire first message. That's your first time chatting, and you send my one of the emotes. That's sick. Like shiny Pokemon hunting, you can get it, but can you actually? It's hard. You have to be doing a hype train, and then while the hype train is happening, you have to like donate. or not donate, but like participate in the Twitch chat, like hype train thing. And you have to give like bits. I think the minimum requirement is like bits, which are like, you can toss like 60 cents worth of bits in there or something. And then once the hype train ends, depending on what level it is, then it deals out an emote. But it's random, and there's like dozens of emotes for each level. So mine, for the first 5 levels, there's pools of emotes, and I have 1 in each level. So it's hard. It's pretty hard to do it. You can do bits. I've been gifting everyone and their dog a sub. Yo, you're paying the premium. Yeah, no, you can do bits. Why does it look like the speed lines are on top of some shadows but not on the bus shadow, for example? Or am I tripping? No, you're totally not tripping. It's like glitched. That's just the love of Blender. It's the way that Blender renders blending of certain stuff. Like super annoying. I don't really know how to fix it. The way that this thing renders is just like fucking scuffed. Like I literally, like depending on where the camera is, it like sometimes might show up and sometimes it might not. Like, isn't that so weird? I don't really know. It's actually all shadows for some reason. I could maybe... No, it's not intentional. It, like, this is just a plane with like a... Like, I don't really know. I could maybe do like bright and contrast to like, it might be, cause it's, no, that's gonna fuck this up. Oh wait, maybe... There's absolutely nothing. Yeah, I have no fucking clue. Oh, for some reason, some of those will go over the shadow now. This is obviously too crazy. Wait, are these over the shadows now? Okay, that might have fixed it. Yeah, I think that fixed it. Am I tripping now? Is there... Oh, but see... Whoa. Now there's like a dark spot perpetually. I don't want. How the fuck do I fix that? Wait, what? Wait, no, and that still doesn't actually work. Ah. What is my rose, thorn, and bud of the week? What are you, my therapist? I don't know. Rose. Thorn is my ID expiring and having to get a new one. Rose is I don't know. Hopefully getting this final payment for the project that I was working on. I haven't gotten it yet. I guess that's my bud? Nah, my bud's not getting paid. What is my rose? What is something that I'm very happy that happened this week? Me when there's nothing I'm happy about. Hello, Alec. Are you using cycles to be able to set that fisheye? Yeah, no. This is... Yeah. You're right. It's lens distortion. Just a compositing node. It's like the speed line's a noise node that's stretched on the width. Yeah, it's like it's some kind of noise texture. You can do like literally anything, and then it's just a color ramp to like push it to two extremes, and then yeah, it's stretched out with like texture mapping and shit. When I'm making models, the light always makes certain parts of it darker because of light. It also makes the models glossy. It pisses me off. You need to turn your specularity down, bro. You're on like day one Blender shit. You got every material by default has a principal BSDF, which you can get rid of, but principal BSDF is what makes it not just like it's all the options to make it change how it reflects or refracts light. Specularity is what you're looking for. You don't want specularity, is what I'm assuming you're talking about when you're talking about it having your models be glossy. Like, look, if I go into a default Blender file, do this. Let's subdivide a sphere, and I shade smooth it, and I put light on it. By default, when I give it a color, I hit new material and give it a color. Look at how the light reacts. That's glossy, right? That's like gloss. If I go into specularity, also then like if you know your light source is stronger, it's even more glossy looking, right? Specularity, or specular, you have your IOR level. That's what controls how much specularity there is. If I bump it up, it gets more glossy. Bump it down, all the way off, it's matte now. Then you still also have your roughness level, which when you have specularity off doesn't really change much. But you know, roughness, I can turn it all the way off and then it's like a glass ball, right? Because it's super rough and there's high specularity. And if I make it metallic, it gets all dark and gloomy. Now this is like kind of like a metal ball. Back to this, it kind of looks somewhat metallic. And then you have like screen space refractions if you wanted to make it look like extra metallic, and then it actually refracts refracts, if you have fucking screen space refraction on, which is cool. Kind of looks little ball. Kind of cute. Looks like the bean. Really cool thing to do is to go in here to restart this material. Go in here, make a mix shader, add a transparent VSDF, or maybe translucent's gonna be better for this. And let's put a ball inside of it. I also have to make sure that in my settings screen space refraction's actually on, like refraction, and then same with the material. I need to go to alpha blend and switch to screen space refraction. Then bump up the, it might be transparent. Transparent might actually be fine. Wait, no, transmission there, right? Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what is it that I was trying to do? But there's kind of like a... It's not hashed. I was trying to make, I have the material somewhere else in a different file, which I guess we'll look at real quick. But there's a really cool way to make like, kind of like, stuff that looks like refracting. I used it on a couple of different things. In the ice cream video, the bag itself actually has this to make it look like a... Oh, I don't even have a transparent shader on. It's just the IOR, I guess. Look at that. And you can like actually change how it like distorts the bag, which just looks really cool. It's in there, but there's like slight distortion. Look at that. That looks so cool. Transmission is adjusted for sure with this. That was, I guess I made the mistake of putting on a translucent shader. You don't even need it. You just fuck with the transmission a little bit. Make it like really clear. And then the IOR definitely is important here because it kind of changes how much distortion happens in the bag, which is sick. That just looks so good. Kind of. Very cool. Blender, baby. Is the bag and the box in the same mesh with two different mats? It's just two different objects. Like there's like the actual bag mesh and then there's the box mesh for the popsicles. Yellow. What up, roof tile? Roof tile McGee. That worked instantly? Hell yeah. Okay. Okay, I don't know if you mentioned in the stream, but does it discourage you in any way when people replicate your style as their own color environment, etc.? Um, I people have asked me this before. I don't. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I think that as an artist, I mean, I literally have a Patreon where people can pay me and support me, and then in return they get access to like tutorials and assets where they can very easily replicate my style. Like, I think there's a part of me that wishes like everybody would strive 100% to try and be as like uh, original and unique to their own. And I think a big part of the point of my tutorials is to more so have the tools and less about replicating exactly one-to-one what I do. But at the same time, like, I think that if I want to be a successful artist, I think part of being a successful artist is then having people that admire your work so much that they want to make things very similar to it. I myself literally do that with other artists. There are probably legendary artists that would look at what I do and be like, you kind of are copying or what one to one doing what I'm doing. So it's just, it is what it is. If you want to be a good artist and you want to have reach and inspire people, that means you are going to have people that end up replicating your work. And it might be to an uncomfortable extent, but like, that's fine. It is what it is. And I think that there's a beauty in that. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome that like people want to do what I do. I think that's it. I think that the fact that they see my work and they feel so much of a way that they put their own time and energy into doing something similar, that's cool. It might not be like my ideal outcome, and I might encourage them in a polite manner. I not like actually talk to them, but I would maybe encourage or urge that artist to hopefully strive to then progress into their own style. But you know, like, whatever, right? Like, it is what it is. I've like, it's cool. Like, it's definitely weird and it's an interesting thing. Like, I totally see people make stuff and I'm like, I can see the exact shot that they're copying, you know? And that's kind of like, it's sweet at the end of the day, but it is also like kind of weird. But not in a bad way. I don't know. Doesn't discourage me, that's for sure. I think that like, cool. Art is about expressing the thoughts you have in your own way. I mean, for sure. But like, I don't know. I'm incredibly inspired by certain things, and like, it just is like par for the course. I do think that like it's an incredibly gray area to define what is taking too much inspiration. Um, it's like, I don't know. I've like I when I first started, there was this guy that was like prolifically like policing other people in this like very niche scene. This was way back before like low poly was like even like really like known or popular, because it really like didn't exist as like its own subgenre like 7 years ago or something. And there was this one guy who like really was policing other artists, and he reached out to me and a few other people and talked like a lot of shit, and like was like trying to like literally claim that like you couldn't do like low fidelity graphics, and he was very hateful towards people, and it discouraged me, and it discouraged other artists. And thankfully like I talked to other people and like kind of like got over it. But like I can understand where you're coming from, because he was like one of the first people to do it. I could understand like feeling like, you know, like I don't know, I get as an artist there's a lot of ego and like there's a lot of heart in it, and that can make someone emotional. But like I would never go out of my way to like be rude and like hit up some dude and be like, you're whack for doing this. Like, you're not whack. You're having fun, and you're feeling motivation and drive because you saw my shit and want to make something similar. Like, that's not a bad thing. Like, it's maybe not like ideal, but fuck ideal. Like, whatever. Like my ideal is not your ideal. Do what you want. Like, if you're gonna ask me, like if you were to like DM me and personally be like, do you think this is too much? I'd probably tell you straight up, but I'm not gonna be like, fuck you, like go die, you know? Like what? Like there's too much aggression in that, you know? Like whatever, right? Sounds like old dudes who get mad when young people use camcorders wrong. I mean, it's just like, I don't know, it's like, it's so hard. It's so hard. Being an artist is weird, and coexisting with other artists is weird. Like, it's weird. It feels weird. Like, there's no right or wrong. There's no black or white. There's definitely, I think, lines that can be crossed. But, like, defining that line is hard, and it's not worth the energy, you know? I've had a situation where someone reached out to another artist and DM'd them on my behalf, and then like that artist reached out to me, and I told him, I was like, hey, like, you know, I never hit you up personally because I didn't think it was like worth it. And I've told him what I'm saying now. I was like, it's not really like something that I think it's my place to say. I did then, since the conversation had arisen, I told them the one thing that did bother me about their work, and it was not that they were like, oh, like looking like my style or some shit. This isn't my style. I'm heavily inspired by other things. But the one thing that I do think was a definitive line crossed was they were copying my eye texture, like 1-to-1. And like, again, like, not like the end of the world. They shouldn't go to jail. They're not like a horrible person or something. But since the conversation had arisen, I told them straight up, that's like the only thing I think is probably a step too far. Is that like, you don't have, like, low poly this and that, like what the fuck ever, blue skies, colorful cars, like we're all doing the same shit. That's different. But the eye texture, copying the like pixel by pixel by pixel my eye texture, that's where the line's probably drawn too far. And they were very respectful and fully understood it, and it was like a cordial interaction. That's like the most I would ever like encroach, but like, I don't know. You can't shit on the new wave because it's just how the game evolves. I mean, literally, like, it's not like, there's always gonna be artists after you. Like, you're not like, I don't know. It's like, it's cool. At the end of the day, it's cool. Like, I don't know. If anything, that should make them strive to be better and strive for more and be better than those artists. I mean, yeah, I think that like, it should be. It should just be motivation to want to like keep growing as an artist and do new things. Like, I don't know, like. Sounds like, oh yeah. I'm afraid of the day I have to texture all my characters have gradient shadows on their faces. I feel like, you know, eyes are tricky. Face shit is hard for sure. If you look at my old characters, man, like I what I thought was good was crazy bad. Like, I don't know, like my eyes were always a little too close together or some shit. I'm very happy with the eye texture that I've managed to get, but like there's a reason I don't really make a bunch of other characters all the time, because it's like too much work and effort. And once I got Hinata and had like an OC, I was like, I'm fucking done, bro. Like, I'm not doing shit. You can find longevity as a biter. You can find longevity as a biter, low key. I mean, for sure. I don't know. I mean, like, I think that's like, you're gonna like have like, it's like, again, I don't know. There's so much like of a jaded perspective as an artist in a scene. Not recommending, just like the internet has no rules. We're the ones who add them, if anything. I think it's more so like, when you make art, you're wanting to share it and show it with people. If I make art and share it with people, like, what, like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, and if somebody like makes something similar and gains like traction, or like has a post go viral or whatever the fuck, like, what is it, like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna sit there and like sulk and be like, oh, that's so fucked up that they got more recognition than me or something? Like, no. I'm gonna keep doing my own thing, you know? Like, at the end of the day, this is for me. I like sharing my shit when I want to share it. It's not something that like I'm gonna like fret over, you know? And that was what was so interesting about the dude that like hit me up way back in the day. He doesn't make shit anymore. He's literally hasn't dropped 3D shit in a long ass time, like for years. And like I don't know what his reasoning is, but I'd imagine part of it was probably getting so jaded by seeing the rise of new artists doing this shit. And that's kind of sad to think that this dude got so butthurt that other people were doing the same thing as him that he doesn't do this shit anymore. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like you're limiting yourself if you're allowing other people creating shit to be doing stuff. It's also funny because it's like, this is such a niche ass scene that like, I guess it feels more personal, but like, I think about this all the time. I'm so grateful that low poly is as niche as it is. Like, when I was doing other shit like painting, like, I love painting still, but like being a painter, like, shit, like, painting is done by millions and millions and millions of people. Every kind of painting has been done or is already done. So many styles have emerged and come. So to be like a unique painter is so much harder. Like, bro, low poly shit, like, there's probably like under like 1,000 people that actually have like made anything in this style, and that's like pretty fucking fire that like nobody's really doing this shit still. So to be like caught up that like 10 other kids hopped on and are doing this shit is crazy to me, you know? Like, whatever. It depends on the person's motivations. Why do you make art in the first place? If you make art for yourself, it shouldn't affect you. Yeah. Meanwhile, Ryan Bliss, who was on Bryce 3D in the 90s, is still making and posting. That's fire. Bryce 3D. Bryce is fire, dude. Shout out Bryce. I have a crazy copy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's literally right here. Look at this shit. The Bryce model on it, bro. Like, what the fuck, man? That's actually so crazy. I love how, like, actually fucking fried this cover is, too. Like, it's not, like, what? It's literally just, like, a bunch of colorful balls. Like, what? I love 3D because it scratches that itch I have in my brain to create the scenes I have in my head. Yeah, it's insane. It's, like, so powerful. Like, I don't know. There's so much, like, I really, like, can't, like, I don't know. I've made art, like, my whole life. Like, truly, like, always in some capacity was, like, making shit. And, like, animation and 3D shit in general, it's just insane. Like, I think that the sad reality is I'm definitely, like, as an artist, it's a double-edged sword of being jaded to the point of like not being able to appreciate what you make. I think the positive aspect of it is that you kind of need that mentality to like continue to progress. Like you have to I think it's like, to me at least, and maybe this is a flawed perspective, but I think that like I always need to be questioning the quality of what I'm making and having a critical lens so that I can like see where I can progress to become better. The downside to that is that it's hard to ever like step back and truly appreciate what you make and recognize how cool it is. Because if I showed myself this when I was like 21 or 22 when I first started this shit, if I showed this to me right now, like my young me, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, oh, that's so crazy. Because young me would have loved to be able to shit that, like, something out like this immediately. And, like, I can recognize that, but, like, it's hard for me to then look at this and be like, yeah, this is sick. Like, I'm like, it is sick, but I'm also like, fuck, like, I want to keep working on it, and, like, oh, I want to change this, and oh my god, like, the pants are clipping right here or some shit, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not... It's like eating low-key, you gotta know when and when not to dine. True. I hope that's gonna be me because I'm 21 and I want to get into this. I mean, it can be, like... That's, I think, the beauty of Blender is that it's free. Like, yeah, you have to have a computer, and that's obviously totally, like, a barrier of entry for a lot of people, but... free. And there's a shit ton of free stuff online. Like, I learned Blender entirely free. And there's paid shit, of course. I offer paid stuff, but, like, that's not a necessity to do Blender. Like, there's a learning curve, but, like, the learning curve is just understanding the software and the tools available to you. But once you have those tools, it's like learning to, like, what is a hammer and learning how to use a hammer. And then once you have the hammer or know how to use it, then you can build whatever the fuck you want, right? And that's Blender. Like, you have to learn all the bullshit annoying things like materials and texturing and animation and keyframes, but once you have those, it's like there's no rule of what you can and can't make. It's like truly endless, and I think it's entirely worth the time put into it because it's like this is still such a new thing. Like I was saying this shit way back in the day as like a big reason why I like was so inspired by Blender, and it still holds true. Like, this is still a very true statement that, like, what I'm doing today took, like, a team of, like, 20 people 20 years ago. Like, this shit has, like, truly, like, been revolutionized. Like, 3D art is so new, and, like, the, like, barrier for entry used to be absolutely fucking disgusting, and software used to be so obtuse and, like, convoluted. Like, this shit is like the Photoshop of 3D. Like, it's so accessible. I mean, Photoshop's literally not accessible. Fuck Adobe, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's accessible in that like it's become intuitive and easy to use, all things considered. Like, and I think that's very cool. If I ever get rich, I'm donating a fat sack to Blender. They're goated. Facts. Same age, 1 month in, literally after you get the basics down, you'll be addicted. I really do think that you gotta like, you gotta like figure out like what you're like wanting to do, and like really like make sure that that's like motivation for you to try and learn. Because I do think that like the first like week or two of Blender is rough. Like, you really gotta lock in and like see it through. I also think that 3D in general is like the one thing that I think is hard for me, even that I find myself struggling with, is sometimes the like, and this is for all art forms, but I think with Blender specifically it really feels like palpable, is the kind of like the process of like starting with just the cube and getting to like a scene like this, there's a lot of time in between where like you're kind of feeling like, damn, this is like ass. Like, and it's like you gotta keep that like through line and understand that like you're just not done with it yet. And that can be hard sometimes, because like it can be discouraging to like look at Blender and like look at like a bunch of like default textured, like default like material blocks and buildings and like bad keyframes and shit, you know? Like you gotta like, there's so many different variations of this scene that I made, not on stream. Like I can show you guys some of them. Like I literally like tried this exact kind of concept quite a few different times. Like this was the original setup that I did, that I do like how this looks. Well, don't do that. But this was the original one that looked like pretty good. Just like practicing the fisheye and like figuring out what the bike would look like, and like figuring out maybe what kind of angle and perspective, and animating like her smaller details like the bag and the hair and shit. And then I was like, well, I kind of want this to like actually have like environment and cars. So I started playing around with like a couple different things. Like this was a version that I did that like kind of looked cool, but then I was like trying to put buildings in it, and like I was like, oh, this hill is too dramatic and the perspective doesn't make sense, and you know, like a lot of iterations of like shit like this. That like this was a different version where I think I got the animation looking better, but like again I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna really like make this work, you know? Like it's kind of the wrong perspective. I honestly like how this animation looks, but I didn't have any other cars or anything yet. Asset creation is so important because you can reuse the bike in a different environment. I've never sat down to make a bunch of assets. Yeah, I think having like a bunch of shit like that is super important. Like you want, like, I think it's like, you know, you don't want to like reuse something too much, but like it is important to like have like, I think depending on what you're doing, like put a bunch of buildings in, have like a bunch of houses or like buildings that you can kind of toss into a scene just to have like environment when you're like done with the scene. I think it's important because then you can like kind of be like, oh, like I animated something and now I kind of want it to be in like an environment, and you just have stuff to toss in. Like that's definitely important. I think that like there's the sad reality where like you'll make a bunch of shit and then have it and reuse it a lot. And I'm at the end of that stage where I have like buildings and like certain assets that I've reused way too much, and I'm jaded by them. And probably to any regular person that doesn't stare at it as long as I do, looks fine and cool. But to me, I'm like, fuck, I've seen this same vending machine and light pole for fucking 1,000 hours. I've like literally probably stared at it 1,000 hours, and I am jaded by it. So that's like the downside, I guess. But I don't know. Absolutely, although with previous Blender versions already out, there's a chance there will be free versions out, so there's really no point making it a subscription using Blender if they go. If Blender went subscription based, I don't know how that would work. Like, would they somehow try and brick like the versions of Blender I already have? Because realistically, like, I'm kind of like over updating my Blender. Like, if I don't need new Blender. Like, I would maybe subscribe for the sake of supporting them, but like, I don't need a newer version of Blender. In fact, I hate the newer versions of Blender because they fucked over Eevee, which is kind of like frustrating for me because Eevee is like the render engine I use, and they're basically completely changing the whole like ideology of the rendering engine. Like it's no longer like separate and like uniquely different to Cycles. They are just trying to make it like a faster version of Cycles, and therefore it's losing the like visual aesthetic that like I've grown to use as a part of my visual identity, right? So that's kind of annoying. So I don't really need new Blender. Like I'll probably use 4.0 for quite a while. I'm not going past 4.5 as far as I know. To be fair, I haven't been using it much, so I don't know the full scope of what I'll need. Let's see. I feel like I was gonna make like a building or two now. Jesus. This fucking Arthur Morgan thing is fucked up. I want to know how you make foliage. I remember watching the ice cream video, and the tree in the intro was so beautiful. If you could on Patreon at some point. Yeah, definitely. The two next tutorials. Well, not the two next, but one of them is gonna be buildings. Talking about like how I do buildings and like kind of like city environment design. And then yeah, foliage. Nature is so much harder. Nature is something that I struggle with myself too, but I do think that that's something I would like to. I gotta get a new phone case before taking a stop at the Apple Museum near me. Most of the tech in the project I'm making will be based off the early 2000s era. It's cool. leaves on your trees remind me so much of the Animal Crossing trees, even how they sway around. Interesting. I feel like they... I don't know what my trees remind me of. The Animal Crossing ones are so much more like bulbous. Very like, they're always the classic like, kind of like Mario-esque, like big chunky like circular things. I'm like trying to have them be a little more realistic-esque. No, realistic is the right word, but... One of my favorite tech tips is going to Google Maps and just like looking at like, not my fucking address, but me doxing myself. Oh wait, no, I want to go to Google Earth first. This shit and then just going 3D and like looking at buildings, like this is like, at least for me, this is like my favorite way to like look at like tech for buildings. Like just in terms of like shapes and like window layouts. Because personally, I think something that like fucking fries me so much is like trying to make buildings that have like, you know, like unique silhouettes. Because they are kind of just boxes with windows at the end of the day. And that can be kind of complicated, but I feel like seeing shit like this, I'm like, oh, like, you know, like this building's a lot different. It's got slits, color palettes and shit. This is like my favorite way to get inspiration for buildings. A good idea because sometimes I'm bored of looking on Pinterest. Yeah, you gotta. Pinterest is like good and all, but man, it's like. I also highly recommend avoiding Pinterest at like all costs because you'll just like end up finding like a lot of the same shit other people are looking at. Look at this building. Like what? Specifically in Japan, this is pretty common, but these like slanted roofs are so fucking sick. Like look at this one. It's awesome. Looks so cool too. Like what? Google Earth is fucking crazy, man. We need like kind of just classic box buildings though, so I don't want to do anything too crazy complicated. Well, this is kind of nice. Oh, like this right here is a good framing for like a texture that then I'll make, you know? Watch. Well, actually, maybe I'll model this first. I might not even have to make a texture. I might be able to get away with not. It's like mainly. I just need stable income. If I can get a profit off of the splinter work, that beat the drain, but I gotta get creative. Saying, hopefully we'll get there. For real. Here comes the me. I'm having so many Eureka moments right now for ideas. It's awesome. I got the city and its quirks, characters, fashion, story beats. I got everything for the short film. I'm just trying to make except skill. Well, the good news is the skill can be trained, so I believe in you. You got this. In a sec, this track was a meme for a while. Really? It's actually so interesting. What the fuck? I've actually I saw this meme recently for the first time. I think the breakdancing one. Like I saw like a it's like where the other character is like really tiny in front of them or not? Or is that just the version I saw maybe? Do you animate on 4s, or you sort of go based off a feel? I think he does 2s and 4s. I might be wrong. I don't have like any like one thing that I'm like super stuck on in terms of like what like animating I'll do. I definitely tend to animate on 4s. I think 4s is like mainly my like go-to, but I don't know. I think it's like it's all of it. It's 2s and 4s. I'll do 1s sometimes when I need to like really like have like movement feel fast. It's like here, I'll look at my video and I'll tell you what is 2s and 4s.
Games I've worked on.
All these character animations are Mixamo, and they're on 2s. They move a little fast. I think that this is mainly 4s. Her hair might be 2s though. Yeah. You can see that her walk is like... No, the walk is 2s actually as well. This is 4s mainly. I think some of the corner turns are 2s. Most of it is 4s. Sometimes I'll like animate the hair though on 2s. This is like all mainly 4s. The eye movement I think is like all like way faster usually because it's like, I don't know, less needed. Yeah, the eye movement and her hair is 2s, but then her actual movement is 4s. It's also like, let's see. Yeah, 4s for this whole walk cycle. Or, let's see. So I have a color ramp material on them? Probably just a texture. Wait, what? How do you get the gradient effect on the background characters? It's like a straight up color ramp. And then like it's plugged in like a brightness and contrast, or like a bright and contrast node to make them look like shadowless basically. You post key poses and fill accordingly. I find animating movement real tricky. Do you pose key poses and fill accordingly? I like 90% of the time I will like, if I'm having a character go like left to right in any capacity, I will animate like left to right as like best as I can within like 4s. And then if I feel like there needs to be more movement or feel more snappy in between frames, I'll go in and do 2s. I'll sometimes, very rarely, switch to like linear or Bezier interpretation and like, or interpolation, and like look at what the computer is giving me for in-betweens, and I might use that to like create in-between poses, and then it's still always on constants for me, so like I'll switch back or something. What up, Perfect Chizzy? Hi. I think that like animating movement is always hard. I don't know, like practice makes perfect, obviously. I do think that like it's one of those things where it helps when you have like real world understanding of movement and motion. Obviously, like, there's like a huge benefit to like using reference. I don't really like, I don't know, I don't use reference as much as I probably should. I think that I definitely would benefit from like using motion or reference, sorry. But I don't know. I think that you can, it's like one of those things where it's like just studying life and like understanding how things move. Like I feel like there's like a part of my process where I'm like thinking about how I would move, you know, when doing certain things. Like, oh, like I'm reaching for this and I'm thinking about like how I would like lean in or something, and like you can film your own reference and like look at how the body moves, and I think that helps a lot if you're like feeling overwhelmed by the task of creating real like animation or movement. Calling out Chach right now. I remember I would film myself and try and replicate the action. I'm trying to imitate things. Yeah. I think that definitely helps if you're like really feeling lost. But like also, I don't know, like I feel like so much of like things that I animate, like this bike animation, like I just like, you know, but like using any reference, like I've watched a shit ton of videos of people biking, so like I guess I'm referencing that in my head, but like it's not like direct reference. You make wheels roll in your cars, or there's no point since it's barely noticeable. Well, none of these cars are actually moving or animated, but like if they're animated and moving, I definitely would like have the wheels rotate. But like these cars are all stopped in traffic. The bike tires are animated, for sure. When the other season Blender streamer decides to apartment hunt instead of stream. Like if you look in this video, like you can see the tires moving on both of the bikes. Like those, like there's a texture on this wheel to kind of help show some of that movement, and you can see it moving. Since like this like flat disc would really not otherwise show it. And then the spokes are like totally moving on this one. The only movement that's actually not animated on this that should be would be like the chain, maybe, if I wanted to really have more detail, but the chain is just too hard. But if you look at the gear shifter here, like look at the, even this gear has a texture on it that's actually rotating. You can like kind of see it. No, the gear is just like some kind of like cylinder subdivided, and then like just extruded the faces. This is just mesh. Then I just kind of like rigged everything so that I can just animate this and it like actually moves everything accurately, which is cool. Ooh, 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 ooh. Honestly, animating this without lens distortion also looks kind of cool. City sweep. Did this in the bike file. And I'm gonna quickly look at what it would look like without lens distortion. So I'm gonna go. Oh, it is. No fish. kind of curious. But, I mean, like, the whole point of this was to, or like a big part of why I made this scene was to do it with the fisheye. Let's see what. Whoa. Kind of cool. I want to make an AC unit, so I'll probably make it like that. Nice. The non-fisheye lens version's like whatever. Cool. I think the fisheye lens is a little more interesting, a little more unique looking. I've been doing my projects in 4.5. I know you mentioned it last stream that EV Next is not the same as classic EV, but what ruins it for you and your style? I don't know if 4.5 is quite there, but I was using Blender 5.0 for a client project because I needed cycles to be better, and cycles in 5.0 is like phenomenal. It's like so much better, which is cool. Like it's cool to see them make cycles better. But I was like checking out Eevee in it, and it's just like, if you look at like, show you real quick. Like this is Blender 5.1. If I just put like a light with a sun source and I look at like the strength on it, this is Eevee. Like, it doesn't look super bad from this initial look, but look at all these options I have that just are like so weird. Like I can like in Eevee do ray tracing, which is crazy. And then also like the way that the shadows are done, it's just like a little less like, I don't know, they're just swapping out all the shit. You have like light paths now, which is crazy. Like there's so many different settings that just weren't, and like you can like have like way more indirect lighting, which is really interesting. Ray tracing's also really interesting. This looks kind of weird. I kind of actually am curious to like open a scene and see what one of my other scenes would look like. what am I looking for? Oh. Desktop. Why am I like having such a hard time? Like I'm looking at dark mode and it's like breaking my brain. Where? What's going on? Alright. Oh wow, this is when the camera was still like this. Like this is actually like so crazy looking. This is Eevee by default right now. Like there's so much more like ambient occlusion happening. Like here, let's look at it in and I can probably churn all this shit off, I'd imagine, but like I just hate how much it's like on by default. Look at this, same exact file, like look at how much more processing is happening by default in the exact same file. It's just like obnoxious. I don't know, this is like not what I want. Like look at how different these shadows look, because it's like some of this is kind of nice. Like I kind of like that there's a bit more of an accurate shadow there, but like look at the occlusion happening back here by default. Like I don't know. It like fundamentally renders differently because that's what they're trying to do. They're changing how it renders. Also, none of my leaves are showing up in this version for some reason. It's just changed. I don't know. I'm sure if I tweak things around, I could get it akin to this a little bit better, but it's not really what I'm looking for. Why are my leaves not showing up either? That's weird. I have all these leaf textures that won't show up in the... Oh, there we go. Like, didn't update. Oh. Is it with ray tracing on or off? Oh, with off it looks way better. Not too bad. Not meant to have the shot. No, it's just like they've just added a lot of settings that change like how Blender renders things. Like if you go into like cycles in most older versions of Eevee or in Blender, and you look at this setting right here in cycles, you can go to like light paths and hit fast GI approximation, which basically is what Eevee Next is now. Like fast GI approximation was like a cycles thing, but now they've put that into Eevee essentially, and I just don't really like that personally. I don't know. And they're just constantly gonna be making that change to make Eevee somewhere in between. Not really for me. I've like broken my Blender now. Okay, well that is it for me anyways. I'm fucking donezo. Little 3 hours stream. Oh shit. I just streamed for I just streamed for 3 whole hours. I'm gonna play a chess match for you guys because I like ending the stream with a chess match, and I didn't get to do that last time. We'll do one chess match. You got 3 more in you? I don't know about that. We'll do the chess match and then I'm out. Thank you for your service. You're welcome. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I'm like really lit at how many of you still show up, even though I'm not like posting. These are my secret streams. I appreciate that you guys still show out for it. It means a lot to me. Thanks. I'm gonna put on some different music. Hold on. Like, maybe I will. I'm gonna just run down my clock though by accident if I'm doing this, so maybe not. Sorry. Actually, I totally shouldn't have done that, but whatever. I'm gonna put on this album because I love this album. I don't know, this might get, me banned. Or not banned, it might be copyrighted, but whatever. Love the chess matches, hell yeah. I don't think I've won one out of the last one I did was a draw because I ran out of time, which is stupid on my part. So let's actually try and win one for you guys. Actually, that was kind of stupid. You said I got 3 more. I mean, no, I don't. Streaming's hard, yo. I'm not gonna act like it's like incredibly hard, but to like actually blend and stream at the same time is hard for me. I'm enjoying it. It's really fun. I like to like share my like process like this in real time. It's cool. It's fun to like chop it up and like have people ask me questions. Like it's fun. It's super fun. It's just tiring. I take this. I'll go like up here. He backs. I guess he could step back. Let's see if he resigns, because I'm pretty sure he just hung this piece. So we'll win, guys. We're gonna win because he just decided to straight up hang one of his pieces. This is such an interesting move. I'm just gonna long castle now because I'm like in such a better position. Haircut looks good. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Guys, I'm finally gonna win a match. I'm happy to share with you that we'll win a match today. Unless I somehow royally fuck up, which isn't impossible. I suck. I can totally do that sometimes. But, ideally not. This guy's dumbfounded on what he wants to do. What the hell? Oh, I can't do that check anymore. That's fine. I think this is fine. It's a kosher enough move. He wants to do that. I don't know why he pre-moved. That song scared the fuck out of me? Sorry. I'll skip this one. Dude, this whole album is actually scary. It's like beautiful, but there's some scary shit in this album. So I apologize for that. He just wants to attack that, which I guess I'll defend. It's fine. Attack and defend. And then I can do this, which is nice. Yeah, that's fine. There's, in this album, if you ever listen to this album, it's like an hour long. And like 24 minutes in, there's like an actual jump scare that is like outrageous. Now the beginning part made me think my PC was finally repelling. To drop the album though, it sounds good. This is the album. Nobukazu, bro. Nobukazu, he's my fucking goat. But there's an actual jump scare in this album, so be careful. And I'm not even lying. Jump scare in the album, swear to fucking God. This dude plays so slow. What? Bro. Took him 48 seconds to step his rook back. This is bad for him. I get to trade queens. He doesn't want that, but he has to, so that's awesome. Free pawn. Free pawn. What is his plan? Like, I just, everything is so defended. Everything is still defended even after I take this, so... He resigned. He gave up. Why'd he resign? What? He didn't like that? Okay, well there was our first dub on stream. This dude sucked. He was bad. I'm sorry. Not to be a sore winner, but like, dude threw away his knight on the first move and then resigned. I'm surprised he didn't resign when he threw his knight, but... yeah. GG's, guys. GG's. This was sick. Good day. Good day. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday? I don't know if I'm gonna keep up this roll of streaming. I wanted to hit 3 in a row. That was awesome. We'll see though. See you next month, maybe. I don't think it will be that long. I'll try and stream more. I'm in like a streaming mood. I'm in a committal, working on projects and sharing that with the world kind of vibe. So we'll see. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. It was epic. Have a good night, good day, good year, all that good stuff. I don't know why I'm saluting like I'm in the fucking military, but alright. Bye guys. Peace.